The moment that you stop chasing, they start watching. The moment you go silent, suddenly they become louder. If you've ever wondered why disappearing makes them reappear, then this video is for you. Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I hope that you're all doing really well. So this video is for those of you that have ever questioned, okay, why going silent, or it's not that you're playing the silent treatment, that's not what I'm saying. Why you take your energy back, you go silent, you start your healing, and then suddenly you hear from them. And if you haven't already, you're going to be very, very soon. Why they make a return. And this video, this is exactly what I'm going to be talking about. So going silent, what does that really mean? Well, my friends, this is not revenge. This is not manipulation. This is not a test. This is not those reasons why you are doing this. For those of you that have realized that actually when you go silent, you stop begging, you stop chasing, you stop wanting the answers, and then you realize, okay, I make my own assumptions here. I make my own closure here. I make my own understanding here. And it's at that point that you realize that actually you don't need to ask anybody else for this. You can give this to yourself. And that is the most powerful reflection that you can have, is that when you give this to yourself, you reclaim your energy, ending emotional access for them, closing the supply line, and stepping out of that control dynamic. Silence isn't about punishment, okay? It's about removing access. That's what you're doing here, my friends. You remove access for that person to be able to re-enter at some point. So this is where you are taking the control. So why does your silence affect the narcissist so badly? What you have to understand is a narcissist or an avoidant, okay, what it is, they want attention. They want your validation. They want your emotional validity. Now, when someone is programmed or predisposed or hypersensitive on getting that from you or from anybody, okay, they will make it their daily mission to get that. That is what is so important to them. So all of their attention goes on getting that. That is about meeting their need. That is their internal primary need. And this is why they behave the way that they do, because this is what they want. They want people's attention, emotional validation. A narcissist will react because it's a loss of control. It's a loss of supply. It's a loss of validation. It's ego destabilization. Because what they have done is they have built these defense mechanisms. And this is all to do with their identity and the way that they are in the world, the way that they understand the world, all a product of their childhood experiences. So when they have built these huge defense mechanisms, the ego goes with it. And when this is taken away, it destabilizes actually their sense of being, their sense of purpose, which is getting that validation, which is getting their needs met. So they'll react because of the fear of being forgotten, panic from emotional detachment. And what happens is they suddenly feel unimportant. All of this triggers them. So silence feels like abandonment, which is number one trigger for them. And they only stay powerful because you chase. So let's look at the ego. Let's look at the ego in more detail here. So this is all about an ego disruption, okay? Ego disruption means exactly what I explained earlier in the video. When their beliefs, their triggers come up about abandonment, rejection, they expect a reaction from you. Obviously, not silence, not this one. They don't like it that you're taking control. They expect some sort of emotion, and they expect you to break first, because they have over time really mastered how to control their emotions. And anybody that shows any type of emotion means that they are weak. So it's emotional vulnerability that they can't stand, okay? But they like it when someone else gives that to them, because that gives them importance. It shows that you care. It's a gauge for them of how you feel about them. And this is why it's so important to them. So what silence does is it changes the power dynamic. Suddenly they feel lost. They don't know how to react to this. It's all right them doing it, but when you do it back to them, they can't handle it. They don't know how to take it. It removes their audience. So it basically makes them unimportant. You've basically gone silent on someone who wants to feel important, who wants to feel like they are number one in your life. That gives them the feeling of importance. They want to know that you put them on this pedestal. It makes your absence louder than your presence ever was, meaning that they don't think about anything else but why are you not talking to them? Because they are triggered. They are triggered by your silence. And this is why they suddenly care. Why your silence makes them suddenly care. Let's look at the illusion versus reality in this point. This isn't suddenly an awakening. This isn't suddenly a sorry for the error of my ways. I love you. And I realized that I was being really bad towards you. And now perhaps maybe let's try and make this work. It's an unfamiliar emptiness, which is why they try to avoid it. That's why they do this. It's also about a loss of control, a control of the situation, a loss of control over the relationship. And it's their ego that is being triggered and they're wanting supply. They're wanting you to give them that supply. So that's why it triggers them to come back, because you see, on one hand, you're probably thinking, well, if you've done all these things, why are you actually coming back? Because isn't this embarrassing for you? No. When your ego has been disrupted, you'll do anything to calm it. You'll do anything just to not feel the way that you are feeling. So to them, it's more important that they do make contact. It's more important to them that to actually feel. This is why you get the random texts, the emergency texts or the emergency phone calls, or you get the nostalgic texts that will probably trigger something within you. And they're hoping with these nostalgic texts that you will text back, that there will be some sort of communication. But you see, meanwhile, if you do write back or you do answer that phone call, they will punish you for it. They will be happy that you have answered back, because that is really what they are doing here. They're triggering you to respond in some way. But when you do, they're going to punish you for it. Yes, my friends, this isn't going to be received with love, with care. It's going to trigger them, but it's also going to make them feel good. So their needs are going to be met, but they're also going to punish you for you putting them in that position. They're not going to be happy about it. They want you to suffer. So this is the most important warning. And if you're going to take anything from this video, let it be this. Someone who only chases when you disappear was never walking towards you in the first place. This was about attention. Okay, this was about attention to them that equals love. This is about curiosity, not commitment. This was about reaction, not respect. And how the silence will heal you. Well, the thing is, if you are able to survive that phase when they do get in contact with you, okay, it is going to push or propel your healing and your strength, your resilience forward. You know why? Because what you have done is you have resisted someone who is avoidant, someone who was never emotionally available for you. And once you stop seeing it for the illusion that it is, this is going to make you even stronger, and it's going to help you to understand this, and it's going to help you go forward in a stronger mindset. If you are someone, okay, where this video is resonating and you are at this point and you feel like maybe you need a little bit of help, I have got openings and I do one-to-one consultations. If you're interested, please see the description box below for more details. And if you have liked this video, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, my friends, please consider subscribing to the channel. Guys, thank you so much for watching. And I really, really hope to see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Goodbye.